It's good to have you join us on AD4TV Radio News Update, coming to you live from Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital. I am Merciful Ajinamo. The National Vice Chairman, Northeast Nigeria, of the All Progressives Congress, Salihu Mustafa, said the party will not obey an order of a federal high court in Kano, reinstating Adams Oshomole as the party's national chairman, adding that only the Court of Appeal can reinstate Oshomole. He stated this while reacting to the order of Justice Lewis Alagoa of the Federal High Court, Kano State, Nigeria this Thursday. Mustafa insisted that the earlier order of Justice Senchi can only be vacated by a court of appeal, as he noted that both were courts of coordinate jurisdiction. Thousands of Ghanaians this Friday converged at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium in Kumasi, Ghana, for the celebration of the 63rd Independence Day, making it the first time the independence is celebrated in Kumasi rather than Ashanti region. 150 diplomats were expected to have graced the 63rd Independence Anniversary celebration of the Republic of Ghana at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium, Kumasi, the capital of the Ashanti region. The Cameroon Health Ministry has confirmed the first case of coronavirus in the country. The case involves a 58-year-old French citizen who arrived the nation's capital, Yaoundé, last February. In a statement by the Ministry of Health Cameroon, it said all measures have been taken to contain potential risks of the virus spreading, as the victim has been isolated and quarantined. Also, the Foreign Ministry of Sweden this Friday advised against non-essential travels to 9 regions in northern Italy in response to the coronavirus outbreak. The ministry later included the city of Daegu and the Jeonbuk province in South Korea, advising against non-essential travel to provinces in South Korea. Talking education, the chairman of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, University of Lagos State Chapter, Dr. Dele Ashiru, has condemned the suspension of the university's 51st convocation ceremonies. The academic union said the pro-chancellor of the university, Dr. Wale Babalakin, claimed the management did not seek the council's approval before fixing the convocation. It added that the pro-chancellor should have used internal procedures before sending a memo to the Federal Ministry of Education in Abuja, Nigeria. Dr. Wale Babalakin, however, did not respond to any of the claims of the ASU chairman and on how the university management breached due process to fix the convocation for next week. The Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pentami, at the inauguration of members of the advisory board of the Abuja Team for Regional Entrepreneurship Acceleration Program, supported by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology this Friday, said the government will leverage on information communications technology and entrepreneurship to increase job creation for youths. Inuwa, who has always been advocating for the adoption of digital technological skills in the educational sector, was made one of the co-champions of the initiative. The purpose of the program is to adopt the Massachusetts Institute of Technology's proven frameworks on accelerating innovation to create localized strategies for developing and sustaining enterprises. You're watching AD4TV Radio News Update. We'll go on a short break now. Up next, Youth Initiative in Northern Nigeria rally against drug abuse. U.S. envoy advocates promotion of economic participation for women, girls. 5 wounded in suicide blast near U.S. Embassy in Tunisia. More stories when we return. Do stay.
AD4TV Radio, we focus on education with emphasis on research and innovation, science and technology, women and girl child education, children, health, youth and sports, socio-political and economic reforms, security, environment, entrepreneurship, and entertainment. We'll give you information at your fingertips. Learn on the go. Follow AD4TV Radio on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. AD4TV Radio, reliable and credible.
We love you, AD4TV Radio.
Many thanks for staying. The Northern Youth Initiative for Peace and Good Governance in Abuja, Nigeria, has condemned the abuse of drugs by youth in the region, saying it is detrimental to the fulfillment of the agency's mission. The agency, which is an umbrella group of youth in the 19th state of the North, called for an end to drug abuse this Thursday in Abuja, Nigeria. Barrister Abdul Malik Alfa, Director Legal Affairs of the Northern Youth Initiative for Peace and Good Governance, said that the agency was working round the clock through advocacy programs to end illicit acts by the youth from the region.
As part of the activities of Northern Youth Initiative for Peace and Good Governance, We are into advocacy campaign against all forms of antisocial vices in the society, such as thuggery, vandalism, prostitution, and the issue of drug abuse, which has become a cankerworm that is destroying the youth of this country. We believe, as a positive and progressive-minded youth of northern Nigeria, we have a role to play. We cannot leave government alone to do it. So therefore, we have considered it very, very fundamental to embark on advocacy so that those who are into drug abuse or drug addiction will know that drug abuse or drug addiction is detrimental to the fulfillment of one vision. It can rob one the life force which he or she need to invest in his vision. And that is why we have intensified our advocacy in that direction.
The Deputy Public Affairs Officer, United States Consulate, Lagos, Jennifer Folds, during a book presentation event titled She Evolves, held at American Corner in Ibadan to commemorate the 2020 International Women's Day, says the United States government has continued to invest millions of dollars to promote the rights of women and girls in Africa. According to her, there is need to break down all barriers that prevent women and girls from participating in the economy, which will benefit everyone, adding that the event was an avenue to connect, network and build relationships that last.
Every time we choose to advance women, every little bit adds up to something big. And when we break down all the barriers there are to women and girls participating in the economy, for example, everyone benefits. So whether at home or abroad, promoting women's economic participation is a priority of the U.S. government. And we promote the rights of women and girls in our foreign policy. And here in Africa, we've invested millions of dollars to do that kind of work.
Talking security, a militant on a motorbike blew himself up outside the United States Embassy in Tunisia this Friday, hurting 5 policemen. According to reports, the attacker injured 5 police officers when blowing himself up. Investigations over a second perpetrator is ongoing. The President of the United Nations General Assembly, Ambassador Tijani Muhammad Bende, this Friday in New York, called for commitment in the implementation of international agreements against money laundering and illicit financial flows. Mohammed Bande condemned the huge resources lost by developing countries through corruption and illicit financial outflows, attributing the situation mainly to the loopholes in financial systems, while adding that the resources lost by the countries to the menace could go a long way in bridging their budget deficits. Nigeria is currently dealing with an extreme heat wave, with temperature rising to 42 degrees Celsius. The intense heat wave over the past few weeks have people believing that relief will only come when the seasonal rains set in next month. There have been concerns across the world about climate change, which has been attributed to various forms of pollution heating up the planet. Thus, the call for protection of the environment by going green. Various approaches adopted to achieve this include, amongst others, planting of trees and flowers. Muhammad Tanko, a horticulturist in Abuja, Nigeria, spoke to our correspondent on the significance of tree and flower planting in solving this problem, and this is what he has to say.
The issue of what am I supposed to say? I can say the global warming, that nowadays that we are facing challenge in some of the states, or we can say in some of the area in the country. Yeah, like those states that are facing like deserts, all these like Katsina, Kano, Jigawa, Sokoto, and the rest. Because if you look at the area, they are facing challenge. They are facing challenge in terms of desertification. People are cutting trees, you know, like before. You know, if you look at before, we are expecting rain. But we are expecting rain at a particular. What we are trying to tell people that, the government, but basically the government is supposed to do something for the issue of the global warming that we are facing now.
Despite the trend in the fashion industry across the globe, the male kaftan has an increasing acceptance not only in Nigeria but also in other countries in West Africa. Our correspondent spoke to a local tailor and some Abuja resident on this.
Kaftan came from Katsina, Sokoto, Kano, because now Hausa people they used to wear away. Now from there kaftan come out. Big people they like kaftan because you can wear kaftan anytime, anywhere where you like. Even though I face them, you go see if you wear kaftan, you'll go see it, they'll give you respect.
To me, kaftan is basically for the matured souls. Even my children at home, if you wear them kaftan, it's as if you want to skin them alive. Understand? But the matured ones, anywhere you enter with a kaftan, people look up to you than when you wear an English. No, they don't recognize English, but you know, you wearing a kaftan, most like within this part of the country, you look more matured in there with the person putting on English wear.
Contrary to the wrong impression people have, the kaftan, as it's traditionally called, is not, in quote, a northern attire. It is an African attire embraced by many, because if you look around Senegal, for instance, it's even a style called the Senegalese style, whereby you have flowing gown on the kaftan. So it has come a long way, and it's a very simple wear that fits many people, especially if you don it with a cap like I'm doing now. You feel good in it because it gives you that confident look.
On a lighter mood, there is a maxim that says the more you look, the less you see. Could this be true? Let's have your opinion on this via our social media handles at AD4TVRADIO on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn and Instagram. That's it on AD4TVRADIO News Update, coming to you live from Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital. You can join the conversation on our website www.ad4tvradio.com. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube page at AD4TV Radio. Many thanks for watching. I am Merciful Ajinomo.